Blessings, everyone. This is Beth with All Ray of Light. It is July 4th, 2020. And this reading may end up being, well, I'm not exactly sure what this particular reading may end up being. I've been having this little tap on the shoulder all day from my guides about doing a video. I think they're having me do a video about America, but I'm not sure that this is going to be kind of like a political reading. I think this might be one of my more metaphysically oriented, larger, big picture spiritual ones, but I don't know until I start doing this. So I just know they want me to start talking. So now I'm going to start listening to them, and I'm going to see what they want me to say about America on today, the birthday of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, what they are wanting me to say about this, what we're going through spiritually. So let me just listen for a moment and see where they want me to go. Well, they're telling me to say this. They're saying America has been a special place for many. It's a place where souls reincarnated that were intended to have karmic experiences of change, of dynamic movement forward. It's a place where souls from many other, I think they're saying like civilizations in time, and I believe they mean time on this planet and time probably in either, if you believe, as I do, other planets, other dimensions, other times, incarnated to kind of work through certain karma. Now, the idea of America, those ideas in that declaration, in that constitution, in that revolution, and there's some pretty powerful ideas contained in there, isn't there, you know? But America also has had a very strong shadow energy, okay? This isn't me saying every European body that was part of this country from its founding on is inherently evil. What I'm saying is the energy of America has had a lot of light, and the energy of America has had a lot of shadow. And by shadow, I mean working through, I think, karma from other very intense civilizations that may or may not have existed on this planet. Hold on a second. Ooh, they're really taking it out there right now. I don't know how many people are going to want to listen to this one. What they're saying about us now, like the guides are reminding me that they're reminding me of the trauma contained here in this country, and they're reminding me of the light contained in this country. For many, this was a place of refuge, of being able to practice a religion that they couldn't practice in their other world, of being able to economically benefit, having education for all. It's where one aspect of the women's flowering happened, the energy of the divine feminine, the flowering happened with women's rights. But then we have the shadow piece, and that is that it has not been a place of an equality of that. Not everybody has had that experience here. And we founded this country where there were other civilizations and other people living, the indigenous peoples, who had ways and cultures and families and many wisdoms that we, or those beings that were in those bodies, those souls that were in those bodies, couldn't see the wisdom. We had much shadow we brought here, and there was much suffering. There's suffering in this land. You can't go anywhere pretty much in this land, and if you are a sensitive person, you are going to feel the suffering. You're going to feel the suffering of the indigenous, and you're going to feel the suffering of the former slaves, and you're going to feel the suffering that didn't cease as some progress was made. Much suffering continued. Now, I believe in reincarnation, and what that means to me is that the soul has more than one lifetime. It comes to this earth school, and in the course of those lifetimes, we've been male, we've been female, we've been rich, we've been black, we've been different cultures, we've been rich and we've been poor, we've been slaves, we've been the enslavers, we've pretty much done everything, because this place where we're at, this earth dimensional place, is the place of duality. You know, there's nothing I'm saying that lots of other people haven't been saying for a long time. This is the divine's experience of itself in duality and in choice. And I started getting told earlier this year, the divine wants a different experience here. The divine wants a different experience here. I don't feel like the divine wants to experience duality here. And I think that there are many teachers and psychics out there who, who've talked about the shifts that's going on energetically here. I don't really care how you define it, but I think anybody of sensitivity knows something powerful is happening. We're in a change. We're in a revolutionary change going on right now. What my guides are telling me, hold on. My guides are saying it's time for America to shine its light, like I'm seeing like the torch, the Statue of Liberty torch, I guess, so that the light within all of her inhabitants here is able to shine. They mean that the people, but they also mean that the animals, they mean that the land, they mean that the waters, they mean that the air, they mean that the plants, they mean all of the inhabitants. And there to be a respect, all men are created equal. All beings are created equal. All beings are flow from the energy of whatever word you want to use. I'm going to say source. Hold on. Now, the astrologers were telling us this was going to be a very intense time. I've been reading about this for 20 years. That this was going to be a really intense time that we were in. And they've been telling us that the United States is going to be having its Pluto return coming up. And that this was going to be a very challenging time. And I don't think there's a single person probably out there who if they stumble upon this, doesn't feel how challenging it is, and doesn't feel the pains of birth that is going on right now, the pains of releasing, the pains of change, the pains of not having a grip on the energy. The illusion is coming away. The illusion is falling out of our eyes that that things are going to be able to just return to some previous time. That's not happening. We are intended to heal some things this time so that we can go forward as a more perfect union. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean? Because I feel the anger and the pain and the fear and the sadness and there's exhilaration there too, because there's an exhilaration of change. If you are somebody who has given birth, you know what it's like at the end. If you've seen videos of giving birth, you know what it's like at the end. It is not anything you can control, and you have to go through the physicality of it. And it goes until the birth is there, until the new baby is there. And that is what I think is happening to America. America is in birthing pains. There's nothing that is going to stop those birthing pains. We can take up the torch and we can shine the light and we can heal. We cannot take up the torch and we can try to shove it back down, but I don't think that that's going to happen or be allowed to happen at this stage. I think the birth is here. We don't know exactly what that means at the end of it. Hold on. But there's things we can do. They're showing me like breathing. They're showing me like breathing. There's things we can do to aid this time. We can come from our heart. They're showing me hearts, all of these hearts in this country, all of these hearts. The hearts of light-filled souls, with an understanding in them that this is a powerful time to be here. And whether our belief systems are clear enough yet to make the changes, I don't know. I just don't think that we're going to be allowed to get past this time without healing. And if you know anything about lessons, universally, lessons get given to us until you get those lessons. Now, almost 4 years ago, after the election, and I'll be honest, I was not happy with the election. I was very sad about the election. I was devastated about the election. I'm not going to pretend to say I'm not, okay, or I wasn't at that time. But I had a information given to me, my guides, and they told me that the election went the way it was for a reason. And that this was the time that humanity, and they were talking about America's piece in this, was to wake up, and that we had not done enough work. We had not woken up enough. We had not woken up enough. And if we had, it would have gone one way. And if we hadn't, it was going to have to go the way it did. And Trump got elected. And that the universe was using him. And if you've ever had a relationship that wasn't a great relationship, that was a painful relationship, that put you through a lot, but that at the end of it, you grew once you were able to heal from it. But when you were in the relationship, it was pretty damn painful, those kind of relationships. He was here to shake things up. He was here to be, he was being used by the universe to shake things up. And it was going, that's the thing they said, that it was going to be extremely intense the next years we were going into, and it was going to feel like we were in water and we were getting pulled down all the time, and we were going to be coming up gasping for air, and then we were going to get pulled back down again. And that's what it's felt like. That we weren't ever going to feel like we could assimilate all of it. That it was just going to be rapid, and it was going to continue to be rapid. It was going to continue to be intense, and that was never going to let up. That we were going to be flooded with continual vibration, higher vibration of energy, like the turning up of the sound. It was going to keep getting turned up, and that wasn't going to be easy. That there were millions of people, I wasn't alone, there were millions of people with hearts awake of various forms on this planet, and that even more would wake up because of what we were going to be going through, and that we weren't alone, that the guides were there, that our ancestors were there, that our loved ones who aren't with us anymore, that the angels were there, that the, if you want to call them aliens or other civilizations, were around us, and that we weren't alone. but that it was not going to be an easy time. So the guides are saying to me, we told you. And they did. And for me, this is how it's felt. Now they're saying that you can expect more of this going forward. You can expect everything that I just said times 10, times 100 even. As far as the rapidness of the change, the intensity of the change, for something new to come in, something old has to get removed. If you need to change your furniture, you don't want your furniture in your room anymore, you want some new furniture in your room, you want a whole new style of furniture in your room, you got to move out the old furniture first before you can move in the new. And that this is what we're going to be dealing with. This is what we are dealing with. Hold on a second, let me see. I love when they do this, and they do this often for me when I'm reading for somebody. Like I'll ask kind of like the last part of a reading. I often ask, is there anything else that you need to know, or is there anything else you want them to know, spirit and guides? And they just fill me with love for these people. And they have me relay that love to the person sitting in front of me. And that's what they're telling me to relay to anybody who stumbles upon this, and if they make it this far in this kind of convoluted channeled reading, or whatever you want to call this I'm doing right now, you are so loved. You are so loved. You are love, and you are never separate from that love. You are never separate from that love. And they love us, and they support us, and they're with us through this huge birth, through this huge transition with everything that's going on. They just want me to just tell you how much they love us, and how really good of a job we're doing, even though we may not always feel like it. They know that it's a challenging time. So I don't know if this one made any sense, and it wasn't really what I thought I was going to be doing, but this is how it went. I guess I'm supposed to be saying at the end of these videos, if you like what you hear, please like and subscribe. And I have some newer people who have started watching some of them. I want to say thank you. I should have probably said that at the beginning, because I don't know if people will make it to the end of this. But anyway, I hope everybody has a great night, and blessings, everyone.